Hi, everyone. Today we are going to talk about self confidence in dance. So, all of my dancers out there or dance moms, let's chime into the conversation about self confidence in dance. So, for those who haven't seen me on here before, my name is Kayla. I'm a coach here at Complete Performance Coaching, and I specifically work with dancers and cheerleaders. I also work with basketball players and swimmers. I was a professional cheerleader in the NFL for about 6 seasons, and I also was a collegiate dancer, cheerleader, and swimmer, and I played basketball as well since I was 9 years old. So I definitely have a lot of experience at all the different competitive levels. So please book a coaching session with me if you are a part of any of those sports. I guarantee I can probably relate to you in a lot of the challenges that you're going through. And speaking of challenges, one of the really big challenges as a dancer is self confidence. So I am a dance teacher and I teach a group class and I do privates all throughout the week. And something that I've been noticing lately, and I talked to a couple of my students before doing this live, was self confidence is always something that people struggle with the most. And I really believe that as a dancer, the foundation that we work from is self confidence. Everything that we do, well, this is what I believe, that everything that we do as a dancer comes from this foundation of self-confidence. So it's it's really important to work from this sturdy base of self-confidence so that way certain things can't tip you over. And what I mean by that is maybe anxiety, or you experience choking, or you forget a part of the dance routine. And basically you need self-confidence in dance, because if you think about it, just simply walking into a dance class takes self confidence. Learning a new trick. I know that turns and kicks and leaps make me so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. I do not have high self confidence at all when it comes to turns. It's just not my specialty. And there's just so many certain things in dance where, some people may compare themselves to other dancers in the dance class, which can also lower your self-confidence. You start doubting yourself and your abilities. So we're going to have a conversation about self-confidence in dance today, because it can really serve as a barrier and block to you being successful or having that peak performance or accomplishing your goals. So it's like, how do we work on this self confidence so that way we can radiate self confidence on the dance floor? It is so apparent. It is so apparent when somebody is so confident and they're standing in their power on the dance floor. A lot of my routines as a dance teacher, they're all structured around helping my students make stretches outside of their comfort zone, to make stretches to reach that full potential of their self confidence that they desire for themselves. So, today we're going to have a conversation about self confidence. And one of the ways to boost your self confidence is mental rehearsal. So, a lot of people, it's audition season, first of all, especially NFL auditions they've already started. And what a lot of people will do during the off season or their audition prep is they will take all the dance classes you can possibly imagine, all these different styles, and working on fitness and nutrition, and all of those things are great. But what I think an overlooked aspect is the mental side of things. And so, what a lot of the time can happen at a competition or audition when you are required to perform in this bigger platform is you start to experience that anxiety or choking, or you're doubting yourself because this mental aspect, this mental rehearsal wasn't worked on. It was only the physical aspect. And so, what we really want to do as dancers and athletes in general is you want to be balanced with mental and physical rehearsal. You want it to be balanced. You don't want to be polarized to one side or the other. It really requires that balance, which is going to make you have a really high self-confidence. And one of the ways you can work on mental rehearsal, which is one, hiring one of us on the complete performance coaching staff, and we can work on sports psychology techniques, mental skills techniques that you can not only rehearse, at these games or practices, but, by yourself as well. And something that I do to really focus on my self confidence. And I discovered this a few months ago, is I will, go into the studio and just kind of freestyle and dance. And I'll also choreograph. But a way to like boost your confidence and really work on that confidence foundation is being your own coach and creative director. So I will incorporate a lot of the mental skills techniques such as positive affirmations, just really assessing and having an awareness about my internal dialogue with myself while I'm dancing. And so I'll kind of pump myself up, or I kind of learn my mindset. I get familiar with my mind, and I'm able to normalize some of my thoughts. And so that way, when I am in this space of, I'm working with my mind and my body, I'm able to coach myself up saying, oh, Kayla, no, we could do a little bit better on that turn, or why are you feeling anxious right now? And I'm able to kind of, integrate some sports psychology, mental skills techniques. And the whole point of that is so that way when I walk into these dance classes, I notice that I'm able to take that mindset with me. So I'm able to take this creative director coach mindset into these dance classes, and I noticed that it's really helped a lot with my self-confidence. So that way when I'm in a dance class and maybe there's a certain move that I know makes me nervous, I can have that internal dialogue with myself, positive affirmations, positive self-talk. I've already kind of learned how to counter any negative thoughts and provide reasoning to them because I've allowed myself to do so in this creative space by myself. And it's really helpful for, these bigger stages like auditions or competitions. And if these negative thoughts come into your mind, you can immediately kind of supplement it with a sports psychology technique because you're like, oh, I've been here, done that. I know that when I have this thought, this is the technique that works best for me. And that kind of goes into the next thing as well that can help you build a stronger foundation for your self confidence is, like the phrase that people say, let it go one ear and out the other. I kind of do the same thing with my thoughts. If I'm doubting myself at all, or if there's a negative thought that I have, I will literally envision the thought kind of coming in, and maybe, I can quickly assess it and provide a mental skills technique, and then it can go out the other ear. So kind of not letting these thoughts fixate in your mind and stay for long periods of time. It's really important to recognize the thought and immediately apply it. Maybe provide a positive affirmation for yourself to combat that negative thought, or you can immediately do some quick reasoning with that thought that's really, negative and you're kind of doubting yourself. And that's a thought that's overall just not beneficial to facilitating your performance. And it eventually, and that's just called mental rehearsal, right? And so you can do that when you're by yourself, when you're at a game or a competition, and it becomes second nature, and it's a quicker process because you're, undergoing that mental rehearsal. And now you can supplement it with the physical rehearsal. And I always say that you're working with two machines. You're working with your mind and your body, and they're both so, so powerful. And you should work on both of them and really focus on trying to have that balance and try to not ignore the mental side of things because it's really important. And especially with audition season coming up, you really want to walk in there feeling really balanced. That way, you can practice all you want, and then a lot of people experience choking and they're anxious, and it's like that's not fair to yourself. So you want to try to focus on the mental aspect as well, as that way you can show up your best self. And also too, as a dancer, a lot of these routines require for you to really embody a character or a certain story. And that takes a lot of confidence to do that. And some people can hop right into it quicker than others. And it's all about kind of feeling confident enough to step into that. And that's a lot of that's going to come with mental rehearsal and kind of spending that alone time to kind of just get more familiar with your mind. You can also hire me for a coaching session, and I can teach you a lot of the techniques that I use that have allowed me to build this sturdy self confidence foundation. No, it's not completely balanced every single time, but I do recognize when, my thoughts or self confidence isn't as balanced or sturdy as I would like. And there's certain techniques that are really, really helpful for dancers that I use myself and I share with my clients as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. So, once again, dancers, cheerleaders, swimmers, basketball players, if you would like to book a coaching session, please feel free to do so. I'll provide the link in the bio. But comment below, let me know what you think, or dancers or dance moms, what's your experience with your dancer, struggling with self confidence? What does that look like? And, book a coaching session with me, and we can really work on how to build a stronger foundation of your self confidence. All right, so I will see you guys next month. Thank you guys for tuning in.